magic dangerous? Is it? Do you think magic is dangerous? In my last video, we made an incense together, and we had a little conversation. I'm just putting some, juniper berries on this coal. But I wanted to ask y'all if you thought magic was dangerous. Well, I'm waiting. Come on. Oh, that bitch in the back doesn't think it is. Dumb person. Magic is... Well, I actually don't know. Because part of me thinks that magic is not dangerous. But another part of me is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course it's dangerous. It depends. Just like the Depends I'm wearing right now. I'm not wearing Depends. Magic, if you're fucking around with spirits, okay, and all that stuff, then I could see how it would be dangerous. In my last video, I talked about if Wicca and witchcraft was a trend, and I said, you know, I think it is. I do. I really, really do think it is a trend. But that's okay. The problem is when it becomes dangerous. You get these people who play with Ouija boards. We've heard the stories. Demons and ghosts. Succubuses anally raping little children in their bed at night. I would hope that doesn't happen. All of that jazz. Evil. Evil, evil, evil. God, this working altar is a fucking mess. I have to clean it again. I just cleaned this thing like 3 days ago, and it's a fucking disaster again. However, having a messy working altar shows that you're fucking doing shit. Because if you had one that looked like Martha Stewart, came over and fucking spread her legs and put her pussy magic all over the place, and it looked beautiful and gorgeous, and then closed her legs and walked out the door, and you never touched it, the altar that is, then I don't think you're a real witch. My altar never fucking stays clean for more than 10 minutes. You're like, oh, Adam, should you really be filming at your working altar? No, because, well, yes. I was gonna say no because I got workings going on, but yes, because I don't have workings going on. I have, you remember the little black altars I bought from New Age Imports? I got one in my room that's currently doing working, so we're not fucking filming there for obvious reasons. And, you know, here is just a place where I do my research, my videos, my incense making, all that good stuff. So, I still haven't answered the question, the fundamental question. Is magic dangerous? Everybody wants to jump to the quick answer. Yes. Yes, it is. It's very dangerous. Or the other quick answer. Well, depends. Depends what you're doing. Magic to me is not dangerous. Now you're probably thinking, well, Adam, you're probably not working with spirits or demons or... I work with spirits all the time. If you're wondering why there's all this smoke, it's because I lit another coal. I work with spirits all the time. Do you know how many witches in this community I have pissed off? Do you know how many I have literally pissed off with my controversial views or my content stealing or my whatever. Do you know how many I have pissed off? Do you know how many have messaged me over the months telling me that they're gonna curse me, or they're gonna bind me, or they're gonna spank me? They're magics. I don't have any bubbles or shields or whatever up. I sage my place like fucking 24/7, except for when I'm working with spirits. The smoke is still here because I'm working on a new incense blend for working with spirits and manifesting them through incense smoke, so relax. But I have no fear. And I think that's what makes magic really dangerous, is that we, as a collective, as a group, tell people, you know, don't cast love spells because he'll be under your thrall. Well, I'm sorry, but you cannot fuck with somebody's free will. You can influence them, but you can't take away their free will. It's kind of like if you had two jobs and both of them gave you, you know, what is it called? What is that letter called that you get when a job is like, we really want you? An offer letter. They give you an offer letter each, and one's got $75,000 and X number of perks, and the other one's got $800,000. We'll go with something realistic. $80,000 and X number of perks. And, I mean, you might be thinking, well, I'm going to go with the $80,000 one. That's the influencing part. But then you got to think about the other things, about the perks and the hours and this and that. So you still have free will. And that's what a love spell does, is it just gives you, it just influences you. It's just like, hey, there's this person over here. This really, you know, person that you want to get to know. But you still have free will to be like, no, I think I'm going to go this way. We also tell stories of this, like, Wiccan Reed, and we tell stories of threefold laws and karma and bullshit like that. Now, I think it's bullshit. Everybody's got their own opinions. I think that's what makes magic scary. I don't think it's the summoning of demons and ghosts and fucking working with benevolent spirits that makes it scary. I think it's the stories we tell, whether they're true or fake. Cough, cough, occult groups. Whether they're true or fake, we tell stories to scare people. Now, it's obvious true in a lot of cases about, like, say, Ouija boards, for example. You don't fuck with Ouija boards. But then you gotta be thinking, okay, well, is this just a story to scare me away from Ouija boards? Or is this, like, real? People tell stories to other people to scare them away from something. Either because it's supposed to be hidden knowledge or whatever, or they make it sound sexier than it really is. And I think that magic isn't scary. It's the stories we tell that make magic scary. It's the way we present magic that makes it scary. I don't personally think magic is scary at all, because if you go into magic, witchcraft, Wicca, Satanism, baby sacrificial magic, whatever, with fear in your heart about, oh, you know, Sally Mae down the street said don't kill a puppy because Satan's gonna rise up and anally rape me with this mortar from Adam's Mortar and Pestle, and he's not gonna use lube. that would hurt. Maybe we should go in with this end. You know what? Let's just not go in at all. I think the reason we say magic is scary or it can be scary is because people who are uneducated in it come into it, do something spooks them, and they run away and they tell that story, and that story gets passed down. But I don't actually think magic is scary at all. If I thought magic was scary, I wouldn't say half the shit I do on YouTube for fear of these witches. I wouldn't dance with the dead or the spirits like you've seen in countless videos. I would be cautioning you against any spell or anything I share, because only an experienced witch can do it. Something is only fucking scary if someone tells you that it's scary. Now, the argument could be made that, well, if enough people tell you it's scary. There are people in this craft who've been doing this for 40 years, if not longer. And have they encountered some scary fucking shit? Probably. They probably have. They have probably encountered some scary ass motherfucking shit. Or dealt with some scary ass motherfucking shit. And they tell their stories. Not to scare us, but to educate us. And I think it's when we stop telling the stories to educate and we start telling them to scare is when magic becomes scary. And that's what a lot of witches are doing today. They are telling stories to scare you rather than to educate you. Think about that. And then tell me if magic is scary.